yet another amazing class with us, BYJU'S. I'm Aishwarya, and today's class is going to be a very important class for all you 8th graders. Because today we are going to be discussing 10 important questions which will help you prepare for your exams from the chapter Microorganisms, Friend or Foe. I can see all my students are here. I can see Udayan, Rohini, Pranjal is here. Hello Pranjal. Yes, I can see Ritika is here. Good evening. Yes, Adamya is here. Shinika. Rohini is in 5th grade but she's still in this class. Very good. Harsimran is here. All right. I can see Arpita is here. Vrinda, Gungun, Anya, Janatul. All right. Suma, Vinita. Yes, all right. Very good. A lot of you are saying this is your favorite chapter. Now, if any of you are using your parents' account and you are, of course, talking to me in the chat, please do tell me your name so that I know how to address all of you. Yes, all right. It's Dhirendra's birthday. I think I've forgotten your name, so please do remind me once again. But happy birthday to you. Yes, have a wonderful day and a wonderful year ahead. I wish you lots of love, lots of success and happiness. Yes? Yes, all right. Vrinda is here. I am doing much better. Thank you so much for asking me, Harsimran. Yes, and let's all very quickly wish our very own Subhashri happy birthday. It's her birthday today. Yes, Rebecca, Nihara, Lisa. All right. Okay. Hi, Krishnendu. Hello. Yes. I can see that a good number of students, 35 students are here. So everybody, yes, of course I do, Shivangi. I do remember you. So very quickly everyone, before I get started with today's class, I hope my audio, my video and my screen and what I'm writing on the screen is visible to you. Yes? All right. Very good. Everybody's wishing Subhashri happy birthday. Cricket match was great. Awesome. All right. I am visible. Thank you so much everyone. Thank you so much. And it's okay if you're in 4th grade. There may be some things that you might not be able to follow, but do not worry, right? It's important that you just learn. Whatever you're able to learn, just pick it up. Yes? Okay. So now as you know, today's class is going to be on the 10 most exam likely questions. Now you see, when you are giving your exams, it is important and it's very important that you know how to write your answers. So there are 3 things. First is understanding what is a question. Second, understanding which concept to apply. And the third thing is writing the answer. So just knowing the concepts alone will not be enough because you should know how to write the answer, which is why I am here for you. Yes, so I hope all of you have your notebooks ready with you, your pens, a bottle of water and your textbook. Yes? Alright, so today's class is not going to be the mentee quiz, but it's going to be something subjective where I'll ask you the question and you guys have to tell me the answer, and I will also be telling you how to write the answer. Hi Shabari, hello, welcome to the class. Yes everybody, are we ready? Showing a big dot on screen when you write with it, is it? Oh, all right. I did not realize that. It looks like a big dot on screen. I did not know this. Yes, today our pens are feeling weird. I mean, like yesterday also the eraser was not working. But it's okay. We'll understand. Laser light. Yes. Hi Muskan. We are ready. Lots of excitement. But of course, everyone, before I get started, I hope all of you have hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Yes, because we're a small family, but a very growing family. We've reached almost 17,900 subscribers, and all we need to do is to reach 25,000 subscribers. Yes, so all of you hit that red button without fail. Yes, and of course, make sure that you hit the like button to show us your love. Yes. Now, of course, as you know, this week is the most important week when it comes to the BYJU'S Scholarship Test, right? And of course, we always call you as our champions. But the champions in your life are truly your parents, right? Because they're doing so much for all of you. And there's a small thing that you can give back in turn. That is to give them a trip to Australia. Yes, and all you need to do is to enroll for BST, that is the BYJU'S Scholarship Test. Now the BYJU'S Scholarship Test, of course, is of 2 rounds. You have round 1 and round 2. Yes, so round 1 exams, and the last date for round 1 is this Sunday. So everybody, please register for the BYJU'S Scholarship Test. It's absolutely free. If you want to know the syllabus, what all is going to be there's a link in the description box. You can click on it and it will take you, and all your questions have been answered. Trust me, the questions are there. And of course, in case if you've already given the BYJU'S Scholarship Test, then of course don't worry about it. Our team will be reaching out to you. Yes, it is going to be the last test on Sunday, so do not forget. And the top 3 students will win a trip to Australia. So again, it's limited for 3 students, and of course for the other students who are there, they will definitely be getting scholarship, and there's a lot that is there, right? Yes, very good, Arsimran. Give it this Sunday. Very good. Pranjal is there. All right. I can see Saini has finished. All right. Yes, Shabari, I have called out your name. I did see your messages, right? Okay, everybody. So now that we know it's important to get registered, we'll get registered. And without wasting any more time, I'm going to get started with today's class. So once the results have come, just please be patient. Our team is processing everything. They'll be reaching out to you. So they're going to reach out to you maybe post after all the round 1 exams are over. Now, let's get started, and mind you, before I go ahead, I think I'll go back to the previous slide before I start. See, I have not picked a lot of direct questions because when we've done, Menti quizzes, we've done, NCERT sessions, and we've done a lot of questions that are there based on the chapter microorganisms. So the kind of questions that my team and I have picked are not very direct ones. You will need to apply your concepts, right? So of course, 1 or 2 may be slightly tricky, but don't get disheartened. Just think about how to answer it when it comes for your exam. Yes? So keeping that in mind, I'm going to show you the first question. Now here, as you can see, the question here is, polio drops are not given to children who suffer from diarrhea. Why does this happen? So very quickly, can you tell me? We are talking about polio drops, right? So we have polio drops, which are not given to students or children who are suffering from diarrhea. So these are your cues that are going to be there. Lack of supply, okay, because vaccine is not effective on virus. All right, I can see, very good. It is given to children who have polio, okay. Polio is, pen is lighter. I'll take a brighter color only. All right. So now here, no Bijoy, we're just getting started. Very good. Arpita has given me the answer. I saw that Krishnendu has also given me the answer for the same. Yes. See, polio drops are given to all individuals, right? So it's a precautionary step that is taken, right? Now, polio drops, if you see here, is given to all children who are there. But it is not going to be effective if the children are suffering from diarrhea because polio drops are given orally. Right? So if it is given orally and we take it through the mouth, it will go into the digestive system. And diarrhea is a condition where we see that there's not a lot of, water retention happening, and we see that a lot of it is, removed out at all times, right? So the absorption will not happen properly, which is why we see that the polio vaccine will be ineffective because it will get removed out of the body, right? So the case here is not because they have diarrhea and polio vaccine is for polio virus. No, polio vaccines are also given as a precautionary step. Now I'm sure when all of you were young, you would have got booster doses, right? All of you when you were young babies, your parents would have told you, right? We gave you some injections. Yes, how many of you remember this? Very good. In diarrhea, watery stools are frequently passed. Yes, very good. So at that time, it was not because you all were sick, right? It's not because as young babies you were sick. But these were all precautionary steps that were taken so that your body can build the resistance against those diseases, right? Which is why it is important. Do not ever equate vaccine to disease. It is not a medicine, but rather it's a precautionary step that we take. Yes? Very good, very good. All right, so somebody was asking me what is diarrhea. Diarrhea is a condition where our digestive system gets affected and the stool or the feces that is there is constantly removed out through the body. Now eventually we see that it becomes very watery stools, because at the end of the day we know that the functioning of the large intestine is of course to absorb water. But of course if you see, the large intestine here would not work effectively because it's of course not keeping well, or something is affecting its functioning, which is why we see watery stools. Are we clear with the question, everyone? If polio drops are taken for diarrhea, will it be harmful? So it will not be harmful per se, right? Because it's not that mainly polio vaccines or polio drops that are there is mainly for the polio virus. It will help you build your immunity. But it's hardly a treatment for diarrhea, right? You need to figure out how to cure that diarrhea. So it's very unnecessary, honestly, if you take it, if we give it to an individual who's having diarrhea. So now when you are writing the answer, I hope I've answered your question. So now when you are writing your answer in your exam, these kind of questions are for 1 mark, or maximum they will come for 2 marks, right? So you can write down saying that polio drops are not administered or given to children who have diarrhea, as it is an oral vaccination, or it is given orally. Now of course we see that therefore it will not be absorbed by the body and it will be removed out. As a result, the vaccine's effectiveness will be affected. Very simple and easy. Yes, we can cure it by taking ORS, right? In some cases, if it's caused due to some microbes, we can of course take antibiotics as well. Not a problem, Babita. We're just getting started with the first question. So now we will move on to the second one. So all of you, you can take a screenshot in your phones or whatever device you are using. But if not, and you're already part of our Telegram channel, then I'm going to be sending you the notes anyway, right? So I will be sending it there as well. Now let's move on to the next question. Now next question is a very simple one. While returning from school, Bojo ate chaat from a street hawker or a street vendor. When he reached home, he felt ill and complained of stomach ache and fell ill. What could be the reason? Very easy question. This is for 2 marks. Super easy, everybody. I'm 100% sure all of you will get it. Yes, all right. The food was spoiled by microbes. Yes. So Bojo here, as all of you are telling me, has developed food poisoning. Very good. Now I also got the answer as to why food poisoning can be caused. Yes, Bhuvanapriya, very good. I saw Harsimran had sent it to me and few others for whom I could not see this, right? Very good. So the food that he consumed was spoiled with microbes. Or we can say that it was contaminated with microbes. Which is why, because when he's taking it from a street hawker or a street vendor, the food is exposed to the outside, right? Now, for example, it's exposed in the roads that are there, which means that there's a lot of pollution around, lot of microbes. There's not only microbes in the air, then of course if you see, if the street vendor himself is not following proper hygienic practices, then of course we see that from his hands also there could be direct transfer. Yes, Arpita has told me that it could also be due to contaminated water or carriers. Yes, very good, very good. Yes, very good, Ashish. All right, all of you have got the answer right. So yes, it has gotten contaminated, and as a result, we see that the food will get spoiled, right? So when you are writing the answer for this, it's for 2 marks, so you can elaborate and write it down. So again, you can write the whole sentence if you want to. So of course here, as you can see, by returning from school, Bojo ate chaat from a street hawker when he reached home. So write the whole part of it. The probable reason is that there could be unhygienic conditions near the stall, contaminated utensils, or you can even write contaminated food. Right? So you can write contaminated food here. Condition this of course attracts flies and pathogenic bacteria. Yes? Very good, bacteria. Yes, very good. So Rupa, I mainly teach in English, right? Because it'll be I find it a little tough to, converse in Hindi. I do understand Hindi, but in terms of explanation, My concept, if I want to make it easy for all of you to understand, in Hindi it will be a little tough for me, which is why I choose to have it in English. Yes? So I hope that you are able to follow, and in case students, in case if you want to help Rupa out with anything, and Jessica is also there, I mean Rupa wants it in Hindi, but if any of you are having some difficulties and you are able to talk in Hindi, you can help them out, right? So please help each other out here as well. All right. So I'm going to move aside. You can take a quick screenshot. I've just written contaminated food. You can add a pointer here saying that BYJU'S has developed, or as a result. Okay, today also the eraser is not working, guys, so please just bear with me. As a result, BYJU'S has developed food poisoning. You can write this down as well, right? That he has developed food poisoning. All right, everybody. So very simple and easy question. I hope this was simple. Now let's move on to the next question. Oh, this is also very easy. So you have two subparts to this and you need to answer, right? Name two diseases that are caused by the virus or by a virus, and write one important characteristic of a virus. So very quickly, can you all tell me, give me examples of two diseases caused by viruses? Measles, chickenpox. I'm going to write all of it. I know I'm going to get quite a bit. I can see measles, chickenpox, coronavirus or COVID. Don't write coronavirus, okay? That is not a disease. It's COVID-19 that is the disease. So do not mix it up. Coronavirus or corona is what we say very colloquially, but that's not how you should say as science students, okay? Yeah, don't say Omicron and all. I can see COVID-19 is the appropriate way of saying this. Yes, flu, okay. Polio, I can see that. Polio. AIDS, okay. Then we have dengue. I'm just writing that from my end. Monkeypox, very good, very good. Swine, all right. Hepatitis, influenza, I can see so many now. Very good, everyone, very good. So you can write any two diseases from whatever you have listed out, okay? And Adamya, malaria will not be a viral disease. Malaria is a protozoan disease, okay? Similarly, it's important to understand. Yes, very good, Tia, very good. Yes. Citrus canker. Yeah, citrus canker again is a bacterial disease. No, don't write citrus canker. It's a bacterial disease. I saw somebody had a doubt. Yes. Black Death. It is known as plague, right? Or bubonic plague. So, Adamya, we can write that down. Bubonic plague, but that's also a bacterial disease. Yes. All right, very good. I can see that some of you are giving me the answer for the next one. Yes, viruses are not always alive. They only reproduce inside the host organism, right? So this is the second thing that you need to write down, and it's one of the most important characteristics. So viruses reproduce only inside the host organism. Very good. Yes. Now, virus is non-cellular. We say it's acellular. Yes, Mr. Legend, please tell me what is your doubt, and if you could also tell me your name. Viruses are not... Okay, the other way around. Antibiotics are not effective against viruses, right? So it's not that virus is not effective against the antibiotic. Antibiotic is the chemical that we are, throwing at the virus and are, hoping that it will kill it. So antibiotics is what is not effective for viruses. Okay, Vignesh, please tell me. What does acellular means? Acellular is, there is no proper cell basically. All right. Yes, very good, very good. Please tell me, I could see some doubts coming in between. I'm just going to quickly see how many students that we have in the class and we'll get started. They don't respire. Okay, viruses, yes, they have a proteinaceous covering as well. Very good. Okay, everyone, all right. What is acellular? Like I said, right? Acellular is when they don't have a proper cell. So cell has basic components like cell membrane, nucleus and all of that, right? So we say that, it does not have all of these things, which is why we say it's acellular. Is it living or non-living? It is somewhere in between, right? Like it's not entirely non-living, but it's not entirely living as well. Yes, where did rabies come from? So rabies is a disease which is caused by a pathogen, right? So I'm not able to remember that. I think it is a virus, right? But I could be wrong because at the moment I'm not able to remember. I'm very sorry, right? So I'm not able to remember the pathogen. I know it's called rabies. I don't know, I'm just getting confused, but I don't want to say something wrong. But you can check it out. Are acellular and unicellular the same? No. Acellular means no proper cell. Unicellular means single cell, right? Yes, very good. It affects dogs first. So like I said, the pathogen will affect the dog, and if the dog bites an individual, then you see that, it could cause it. Yes, thank you for that. I was confused with bacteria and virus for some reason, but thank you. Rabies is caused by virus. So guys, very simple one. These are some examples for you on screen, but we have solved the question. So when you're writing it, you will have to write down, right? Polio and chickenpox is the first answer. Name any two viral diseases, right? Now, a virus can reproduce only when inside the host cell. So I think I got a question from Harsimran on asking whether you write host cell or host organism. Both works, right? Host cell, host organism, both are fine. Common diseases. So many are there. We just listed it out, Vignesh. We have typhoid. So in general, if you're asking me for diseases, you can take tuberculosis, typhoid, cold, right? And then you common cold. Then of course you have dengue, malaria, chikungunya. So many diseases are there. But specific viral diseases, I have already written it down here. You can join the Telegram channel. I'll definitely be sharing it with you, okay? Last screen, yes. All right, very quickly, for those of you who want to take a screenshot, you can take it. Otherwise, I'll send it on Telegram anyway. I feel like I repeat the sentence a lot. Like every time I come to this slide, no? I keep telling the same thing. I remember, Ankita, I do remember. Yes. Okay, everybody, are we good to go? Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now we'll move on to the next one where we have to match the following with, or we need to match the organisms in column A with their action in column B, right? Yes. So now it's a 3-mark question, so it's important that you write it down, right? So first up we have bacteria and we have so many things on the other side. So let's go one by one, okay? We have fixing nitrogen, setting of curd, baking of bread, causing malaria, causing cholera, causing AIDS, and producing antibodies. Now, I know a lot of you are telling me here that some of you are telling me fixing nitrogen, setting of curd, causing malaria. Okay, I'm getting a lot of answers, but I'm going to give you a clue. See these options here after that. You have rhizobium and lactobacillus. So are you going to give me the answer as setting of curd and fixing nitrogen? Will you give me the answer as setting of curd and when lactobacillus is there? No, right? Very good. I can see Gungun has given, Bolu has given there. Yes, very good. I can see the answer. Adamya has given me the answer. Yes, causing cholera is the one. See, this question is here to trick you. Because the first thing you will look at is setting of curd and fixing nitrogen, and you're like, yay, I have 2 answers. But you should also see the other options. So here we see that 1 is matched to option number E. I think I'll use the brighter color only because this is looking very dull on screen. So we will match 1, with E. Now next up, rhizobium. I also gave you the answer for rhizobium. Very good, helps in nitrogen fixation, which is nothing but A, that is fixing nitrogen. Then we have lactobacillus. What does lactobacillus do? Again, half of it I have only given you the answer. Virus causes cholera? No. Bacteria called as Vibrio cholerae uses cholera. Yes. Vignesh, I'll tell you the difference in just a bit, okay? Yes, very good. It is setting of curd. Now next up we have yeast, right? So what does yeast do? What is the role of yeast? Very good, baking of bread, yes. Now we have protozoa. Alright, we have a protozoan that is there. Alright, what does the protozoan do? What are we left with? So this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. Alright, we are done with 4. We have causing malaria, causing AIDS, and producing antibodies. Yes, we have causing malaria because the protozoan or the causative agent for or the causative organism for malaria is Plasmodium. And last but not the least, I'm going to write it at the bottom because I just saw that I'm covering all the information. Virus will be matched to which one? Producing antibodies or causing AIDS? Yes, very good. It is causing AIDS. Yes. So you can take a quick, this is what I have written on screen, but when you are writing the answer, you can write it in something of this sort, right? So you can write it so that it can be matched properly. Now, for those of you who are asking me, right, what is the difference between cholera and malaria? Now, cholera that is there is caused by Vibrio cholerae, which means that it is a bacterial disease, right? So, cholera is a bacterial disease. While on the other hand, malaria that is there is a protozoan disease, or it's caused by a protozoan known as Plasmodium. Yes, Plasmodium species causes it. Secondly, cholera is spread through contaminated water. Malaria is spread through vectors like Anopheles mosquito or the female Anopheles mosquito. So are we clear with this, everybody? Very good, very good. I can see Ankita has sent me the answers. Yes. What was Harsimran pointing out? I did not read that. Very good, very good. Yes. Tell tips to remember all things. Vignesh, we need to. So first, it's important that you study and go through the chapter, right? And as you keep reading and practicing, so many things become easy. Then, of course, there'll be one or two things for which we need tips and tricks. And that I will help you out, okay? All you need to do is to just believe in me. Why am I using... The pen is not working today also. Yes. Alright everyone, we'll move on to the next question, which is question number 5. Now again, this is a slightly, it's not tricky, it's very easy question only, but lot of things are going to be there, so you need to observe the diagram, right? So now as you can see here, are you all able to see the screen? The diagram, is it clear and visible for all of you? Or do you want me to make it a little bigger? It is visible. Okay, fine. Please zoom. I'll have to close the presentation and then open it. So, if we can make do with this, then we will do it. We'll make it bigger. Okay, wait. I'll just do it. So, Shiva, I'm just going to make this a little bigger, okay? I'm just going to exit the presentation and just make it big. I'll just keep all of this. All right. So give me some time. I'm just going to... Yes. Is it visible now? Okay. So now as you can see, this is the setup that is given to us they're calling it figure 2.2. But basically we have a conical flask here with warm sugar solution and yeast, right? And of course we see that there's a tube that is connecting it to a test tube with lime water. Now here we're calling this conical flask A and we are calling this test tube as B. Now first thing that they're asking us is what is going to happen to the sugar solution in A? What will happen? Alcohol formation. Very good, very, very good. So how does alcohol or sugar is getting converted to alcohol, and this process is known as? Very quickly. Oh my god, it's already 6:45. Yes. Fermentation, very good. So we see that fermentation, right? And we see that the sugar solution that is there becomes alcohol. Very good. Which gas gets released as a byproduct of alcoholic fermentation? What is the byproduct? Carbon dioxide is released. Very good. So carbon dioxide is released as a byproduct. And we see that now there is going to be some change that will happen in option B, right? So something is going to happen here in B. What will happen in B? B is filled with lime water. And if the gas is evolved, it will go all the way and it will go till B. Which means that, very good, very, very good. We see that lime water turns milky, right? So that is what is going to happen. So So this whole question was based on alcoholic fermentation, right? So we know that in sugar, and this basically has a, in a conical flask A, we have warm sugar solution along with yeast, right? So now when you are writing the answer, again, very important to understand, sugar solution will be converted into alcohol by the yeast that is already there, and this happens through fermentation. So it's important you mention the word fermentation or ferment somewhere. So you can write down saying that yeast will ferment the sugar solution to make it into alcohol and gives out carbon dioxide as a byproduct. Now, as sugar is fermented, we see that carbon dioxide is released. So the gas that is released in A is carbon dioxide. Now, of course, the third question was what will happen to lime water in B? Lime water will turn milky because CO2 is given out. Yes, all right. Are we clear, everybody? Very simple and easy question. Crystal clear. Now, of course, we need to wind the session up in the next around 14 minutes. So here and there, I will try to answer as many doubts as possible. But of course, we know that it's important that we also wrap it up before the next class, because you have your T20 match with Khushbu ma'am and Kriti ma'am, right? So we'll quickly go through the next set of questions. Oh, this is very simple. Classify the following into friendly and harmful microbes. So yeast, malarial parasite, lactobacillus, bread mold, rhizobium, and bacillus anthracis. So very quickly, first you all tell me what are all the beneficial or the friendly microbes from this list. Very easy question. My name is Aishwarya. Yes, because I can see that you're very new to the class. This was in your unit test, Aditya, then you can tell me. Very good, I can see the answers. We have yeast coming there. Very good, rhizobium. Arpita, please focus on the answer, the spellings also, okay? So when you are writing, it will be important. Yes, lactobacillus. Alright, and lastly we have rhizobium. Now next up, all the harmful microbes that are there. So I'm just going to make a column there. For harmful, what all do we have? Yes, so see, so many of you have already got this in your unit test. So you know this is an important one, right? Yes, bacillus anthracis. Anthracis, and underline them separately. Then I can see bread mold, very good. And last but not the least, malarial parasite. Now here it's for 3 marks, which means that you will get half mark per correct answer, right? So it is important that you understand this. Yes, all right. So here is how you can represent your answer. What does malarial parasite do? Malarial parasite is nothing but plasmodium, right? The causative agent of malaria. So just another word, it causes malaria. Very simple and easy. Yes? The Telegram link is there in the description box. Yes? Now moving on to the next one, which is again a figure-based question. So you have a figure given to you and you need to answer the 4 questions that are there. Yes? So here it's for 4 marks. So the first one is name the microorganism and the group to which it belongs. Very quickly. Name the microorganism. Yes, I can see bread mold coming, but I want the scientific name. I do not want you to tell me, bread mold is a common name. Bread mold, what else? What is bread mold known as? Very good. Rhizopus. So the answer here is rhizopus and it belongs to fungi. Yes. Name the food item on which it grows. It is not aspergillus. It is bread mold, right? See, aspergillus is also there, but you will see that it will be little more darkened in nature when you talk about aspergillus, right? Yes, very good. It grows on bread. Does it grow well in moist conditions or dry conditions, right? Yes. Happy birthday, Rituraj. I hope you have a wonderful year and a wonderful, wonderful life ahead as well, right? I wish you only happiness. Yes, in the meanwhile, coming back to our question, it grows on moist conditions. Yes. And is it safe to eat infected bread? Last but not the least. Yes, very good. It is not safe to eat. Why? Also tell me. Yes, very good. It is spoiled. Wonderful. You're all wonderful students. I'm telling you, you're just brilliant. So basically, if you see, we know that this is rhizopus, which is commonly known as bread mold, which is found growing on stale bread when the conditions are moist, right? And it's a type of fungi. Now, if the bread is contaminated, of course, an individual eats a contaminated food, it will cause food poisoning. Yes, it will cause food poisoning, and especially in an extremely contaminated bread. So it's important that you should not eat contaminated food. So when you're writing the answer, you need to write it of this sort, right? Yes. So here are all the four. I'm not going to go through this once again because we've already discussed this. So you can take a screenshot or again, Telegram. So we'll move on to the next one. So again, we have a figure-based question. All right. Lots of figure-based questions today. Yes? Yes, I know. I also made a video on the same. Very good. So we have a figure given to us and we need to answer the questions. Again, this is for 4 marks. First one, write the name of the disease. I use MS Office. Very good, very good. Yellow vein mosaic virus, all right. So this is yellow vein mosaic disease. What is the causative agent? And here you don't need to give me the detail. Is it a bacteria? Is it a fungus? Is it a virus? That is all you need to tell me here. This is a virus. Very good. It is not bacteria. It is virus. For those of you who are telling me bacteria. So you just need to, in your case especially, you just need to name the causative agent as bacteria, fungi or virus. Right? Yes. Very good. How does the disease spread from one plant to another plant? How does it spread? I'm going to write the answer here. Yes. By vectors. Very good. So by vectors, and specifically we see that there are some insects that help in the transmission, right? I know I do that. I do that sometimes. I do that most of the times. I give the answer away. I try my best, but I feel like I'm like those people who leak papers. Yes, very good, very good. By vectors. And last but not the least, name any other 2 plant diseases and the microbes that cause them. Yes, this is going to be tricky. You need to name 2 plant diseases and the virus that the pathogen that causes it. What are vectors? Vectors are nothing but other animals. They could be animals, they could be insects, right? And mainly what they do is they help in carrying the disease-causing microbe from an infected individual to a healthy individual. They will not get, affected in any way, but what they'll do is they'll only help in transmitting it from one place to another. Very good. Rust of wheat. So we have rust of wheat, which is caused by a fungi. Right? Citrus canker. Citrus canker is not caused by virus. Is it caused by virus, everyone? Yes, it is caused by bacteria. And anthracis or anthrax, it's not anthracis, but anthrax is seen in animals, like cattle especially, right? So citrus canker is a plant disease, anthrax is an animal disease. Yes, Xanthomonas causes it. It's a type of bacteria. Very good, very good. So now when you're writing the answer, very simple. You can write yellow mosaic virus. If you want to be specific, you can say of bindi. Now, of course, it's caused by a virus transmitted through vectors or insects, right? Other plant diseases, you can make a nice little table and write it down. Yes, all right. Now moving on to the next one, right? Cyanobacterium. Cyanobacterium is not, so mainly cyanobacteria is considered to be one among the good bacteria, right? Because it's found in soil and helps with nitrogen fixation. Yes, you're very kind, Vignesh, very, very kind. Thank you. Okay, everybody, question number 9 is a long one. So we'll go for it very quickly because I realized I have only 6 more minutes, right? So you need to give me reasons as to why fresh milk is boiled before consumption while processed milk is stored in packets and can be consumed without boiling. Very good. Yes, pasteurization is the reason. Yes, but fresh milk is boiled before consumption. Why? fresh milk boiled? Very good. Fresh milk is boiled because microorganisms can be there and we need to get rid of it. While processed milk is undergone a process known as pasteurization. So it's important to heat treat fresh milk, while packaged milk or whatever that we get in packets are undergoing pasteurization, which is a process by which it is quickly brought to a high temperature and it is immediately cooled down, right? So this is what we mean by pasteurization. So you need to write both pointers in this. You need to give points for both reasons. Yes? So fresh milk is boiled. Why? Because of course there can be microbes and boiling will remove them. Packaged milk can be consumed because it is pasteurized, and pasteurization kills the microbes due to the sudden heating and cooling. Right? So this is how you'll write the reason. If you write only for fresh milk, you will get only half mark. If you write only for pasteurized milk, only half mark. Which is why in this case you need to have both the pointers. Now moving on to the next one. There are 4 of this. Raw vegetables and fruits are kept inside refrigerators, whereas jams and pickles can be kept outside. Yes? Okay, I'm going to quickly go to the previous slide so that you can take a screenshot. Yes? Alright, thank you so much. I think we have Aishu here, which is also an Aishwarya, I'm assuming. Yes, Papya, then this is going to definitely help you. Very quickly, raw vegetables are kept in refrigerators, where jams and pickles can be kept outside. Very good, Aditya. Very good, Harsimran. Yes, jams and pickles have salt and sugar, which are nothing but the natural preservatives that are there, which prevents the growth of microbes. But raw vegetables and fruits need to be kept inside refrigerators. Yes? Now refrigerators, as you know, will lower the temperature, right? It will reduce the temperature, and low temperature does not allow the growth of microorganisms. So in this case, we see that fruits naturally have no preservatives, which is why we need to keep them. But pickles have salt and a layer of oil, and jams and jellies have sugar. Yes? So this again, 2 points need to be added. Give reason should not be that you write half mark. Refrigeration involves reducing the temperature, and raw fruits and vegetables do not have any preservatives in them, which is why we need to keep it at low temperatures to prevent growth of microbes. And jams and jellies already contain preservatives such as sugar and salt, which prevents it, which is why we can keep it outside. Very simple and easy. Refrigerator cannot kill the microbes, but the temperature inside the refrigerator is so low that it does not allow the growth of microbes, right? Okay, farmers prefer to grow beans and peas in nitrogen deficient soils. Guys, you should be able to tell me the answer. What is the answer to this? Farmers prefer to grow beans and peas in nitrogen deficient soil. Very quickly. Yes, all right, very good, yes. Because it fixes nitrogen. Yes, all right. So now, as you know, when we talk about these plants, right, or when we talk about beans and peas, they come under the category of leguminous plants, right? Now, leguminous plants are called so, or we call them as leguminous plants because of course of the shape of the fruit that is there. It is called as a legume, which is why it is called as leguminous plants. And in the root nodules, we find rhizobium in them. And rhizobium has the ability to convert atmospheric nitrogen, or nitrogen that is there in the atmosphere, into a usable soluble form, right? And then thereby it can absorb it. So in this case, if in the soil there's not enough nitrogen and you put leguminous plants, it will actually enrich the soil with nitrogen. Yes? Which is why a farmer would prefer that. And this process of conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into usable soluble forms is what we call as nitrogen fixation. Yes? So very quickly, when you are writing the answer for this, leguminous plants such as peas and beans have rhizobium, which is a bacteria that reside in the root nodules, which help in fixing atmospheric nitrogen and converts them into soluble forms, that is nitrates and nitrites. Thereby, it will improve the nitrogen content. Okay, I can see one more question. How does refrigerator... Okay, refrigerator will not kill the microorganism, right? Refrigeration will kill the microorganism. So refrigeration is a process wherein you store food items at a low temperature. So the focus is on the temperature, wherein it is below around 14, 15 degrees or even lesser than that, right? And when the temperatures are less, it actually helps, or it will not allow the organism to grow. Yes? So understand the difference between refrigerator, which is nothing but a device. Refrigeration is the process. Yes, it prevents the growth, it does not kill. Very good, very good. Yes. Now, of course, I'm sorry, Rupa, which concept have you not understood? I'll repeat that once again because I've been going through a lot of concepts, so very quickly. And in the meanwhile, I got a question on, ma'am, if I get a question on nitrogen cycle, how do I do it? We have a question coming up on nitrogen cycle, so we will discuss it then, okay? Now, last one, give reason, guys, very easy one. Mosquitoes can be controlled by preventing stagnation of water, though they do not live in water. Why? Yes, this is very easy. Can be controlled by preventing stagnation of water, though they do not live in water. There's a reason why water. Yes, very good. I can see all the answers coming. They breed on water, right? So because the mosquitoes are, because mosquitoes need water as a medium for reproduction or to breed, that is why although they don't live in water, they require water and they prefer having stagnant water, right? So when you're writing the answer again, stagnant water is the water that is collected in a small area. Mosquito lay their eggs or they breed in stagnant water, which is why preventing stagnation of water actually helps in controlling the population of these mosquitoes. Very good. Are we clear with all of the concepts so far? Very quickly, give me a thumbs up. Is it? I don't remember. I tend to say things like that. That sounds a lot like me, right? Yes, all right. Okay, I'm going to take 5 more minutes. I think they would have adjusted the timings for T20 because the next question is a very big question and I knew I'll not finish it on time and I didn't want you to miss out on the T20 fun as well. So I'm going to take some time also, right? Okay, all right. Now, very quickly, everybody, we have a question on the nitrogen cycle, right? So we have a cycle given to us and we need to complete the cycle as per A, B, C and D. So very quickly, can you tell me, we have the nitrogen cycle. Now, when we talk about the nitrogen cycle, we know that the nitrogen that is there, the atmospheric nitrogen, is not something that can be consumed, right? So we see that it cannot be directly taken up by the plants that are there, but rather we see that there is a process by which it needs to get converted into simple soluble forms. All right, I'm just going to take 5 more minutes and in case if we'll finish it up and we'll go. Okay, so we have atmospheric nitrogen that is there, yes. Now there are 2 ways in which atmospheric nitrogen can be fixed or it can get converted into simple soluble forms, right? So what is A here? Wherein it is directly made into soluble forms of nitrogen. Very good. It is lightning, right? So lightning is how this happens. But there's another way also which we call as biological nitrogen fixation. So B right here is going to be, very good, B here will be nitrogen fixing bacteria. So there is physical fixation and we have nitrogen fixing bacteria. All right. Now we know that nitrogen fixing bacteria will then convert it into, they'll fix the bacteria into nitrogenous compounds, and of course we see here that they'll all form compounds of nitrogen in the soil. Now we know that these compounds will be taken up by the plants. Now we see that animals eat the plants, and of course we see that there are various ways in which it goes back, right? Yes. Excretion or death. Very good. So here it's going to be animal excreta or death. Yes. And the nitrogenous compounds will be returned back as well. And finally, of course, it will then be utilized. So there are ways in which it goes to the plants. Now we know that it's not that nitrogen will only keep going into the living organisms, right? It needs to be given out also. So there is another process, that is denitrification. Very good. So we have this process which is denitrification, or where we see that there are bacteria that will convert these nitrogenous compounds back into nitrogen. Yes, or atmospheric nitrogen. All right. So in this case, if you see, this is a quick recall on the nitrogen cycle. Now, when you get this question on the nitrogen cycle, right? So whenever you have these questions, there are two ways. One is you write it step by step. First, start off with the definition of the same. What is the nitrogen cycle? You can write it down. Then next up, write about nitrogen fixation. Yes, so how does nitrogen fixation take place? Mention the two ways. Then you can write down that after mentioning the two ways, you can talk about how the compounds of nitrogen come from animals, right? And lastly, you can talk about how the uptake takes place through the plants. And finally, you can write about how denitrification takes place. In 5 steps, you can explain it as well. So this is how you will write it point-wise, right? That's why I've written it down. You can write it in this sequence so that it becomes easy. All you need to do is to remember this flow chart. It becomes damn simple. Yes? So of course, for this particular question, you only needed to write the answers, and here I have the answers on screen, right? So you can take a quick screenshot, or I'm going to send it on Telegram, so do not worry about it. And with this, of course, we come to the end of today's class. Now, I know today's class was long because we had a lot of important questions to cover, and we did not look at easy questions. We looked at a lot of challenging questions. So I will be sending the link on Telegram, the session PDF, and of course today you have your teachers coming live on Telegram, right? So do not miss that, and please be part of our Telegram community. The link is there in the description box. In the description box. I just read Papya's comment which said that our school, it is for 5 marks. Yes, the nitrogen cycle always comes for 5 marks, and it's very important. So of course, thank you so much for being wonderful students. You know that we've got you covered no matter what. And of course, we do have doubt solving sessions coming very soon. So the link is there in the description box. If you have any more doubts, please send it to me in the, the Google form that is there. We'll be having a class very soon on this. Please do show us your love by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. And all the best to all of you who are writing your midterms. I wish you all the very best. Please be calm. Do not worry about anything. Do not take stress. Don't be panicked. Just tell yourself you know it all and write it well. All right, everyone. See you very soon again. Bye-bye and have a nice day.